This is episode 19, quite a short week because of half term, but I still managed to get 2 games in, one versus Heartbreak and the other playing for Dartford Valley. So I hope you enjoy. So this was my game on Sunday, and it was against, I'm trying to remember how their name went. It was Aylesford Bulls mixed with Seven Oaks, and I think their name was Seven Bulls, but it might be the opposite way around. Anyway, so overall the game was really good. Both teams played really well. However, we did end up losing, but I think it was by 2 conversion kicks, so I think the final score was 22-26, so it was only 4 points difference. So if we had scored one more try, we would have actually won. Sadly, though, we did not. However, I don't think my work rate has ever been this high. The entire game, I barely stopped running, which is obviously a good thing. However, definitely was a hard one. Going back and forth, constant tackles, constant running. They were a good, strong team. So for this game, I played full game, and I was going to wear my Apex GPS thing, and I wish I actually managed to get it to work, because I think the distance I covered would have been so high. However, we tried to start it like 5 minutes beforehand, and we couldn't get it to work until the end when we realised it was working, but wasn't attached to me. So that was slightly annoying. Anyhow, the game was really hard. I will say that. It was a difficult game. It felt like we were constantly being pushed back and forth. We were getting really close to our try line, then their try line, then it was a constant fight to get back. A few times it looked like football, so considering how many times the ball was kicked, and I hate that, but it was still good. Even though I started as prop and then went to hooker, my hooker throws weren't too bad, as I had 2 or 3, and normally it takes like a 2 to kind of warm up, but my first one got caught by the wind, which is really annoying, and then obviously wasn't straight. Second one, I put enough force through it where it was absolutely fine, same with the third one. So it was quite a good day for hooker throws, and I think I managed to win the ball in the scrum against Head once, which, considering how strong their scrum was pretty good. We ended up pushing them back a lot during the scrums. However, we only won the ball a few times. But this was my game, so I hope you enjoyed watching the highlights. So I have got some good news, so I will be sharing that after I tell you what happened today. So today was just mostly school, so it was coursework in the morning for the first 3 hours, and then after that it was anatomy, but we ended up doing like a half a mock paper, probably a lot less. It was only 8 questions, but you know when they're like 7A, 7B, 7C, it was stuff like that. I don't know how I did. We had to hand them in, and then we're going to get them marked and given back to us, so we shall see. Hopefully I did alright. Anyway, yesterday I got told that I would be put into the ace team as a sub for a prop. Now obviously it's not hooker, but it's still a really big opportunity that I'm going to gladly take, so I'm very happy about that. So I will be playing second half of that game, and it is at Heartbreak, which is a bit of a travel, but it should be fine. Anyway, other than obviously that news, we ended up doing a lot of units and kind of playthroughs, as it makes sense if we've got a game. So it was quick passing, so like very short distance passing quickly, back and forth, going again and again, and then it moved quickly to lineouts, and then you'd go back and forth. So it'd be passing, back to lineouts, passing, back to lineouts. After that, we had longer passes, so you'd still go up and down the line in groups of 4, but it'd be a lot longer passes. Then you had tackling, but it wasn't like people tackling. It was tackling someone who was holding a bag, but it was tackling them onto a mat, so you still were technically tackling them, but it wasn't like one-on-one smash, which was fine. I always get the people to hold the bag sideways for me, just because I find it easier, and it also makes you go a lot lower. But yeah, so that's mostly what happened yesterday. Then we had gym, which for people who weren't in the Ace team, sorry, I forgot to mention. So the reason why it's such a good thing that I got put as an Ace sub is because there's no dev team right now. So for Heartbreak, they were putting they were putting their dev team against another team, and then they have like 4 teams. They've got loads of people, and then they're Ace versus our Ace. So if I was in dev for this, I wouldn't actually be playing. So that's why it's such a good thing, and I'm still really excited about it. I can't lie. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on overall, and we shall see what happens. Obviously, I will try and get highlights, but my dad's not going to be there to film, so it probably won't be as good if I can get any. So this was my game against Heartbreak Ace. So we did lose in the end. It was 55-12, but it was still a good game. So I ended up playing 40 minutes in the middle. So I didn't play the first 20 minutes, then I came on for 40, and then I didn't play the last 20. But I was playing prop the entire time I was on, because there are a lot more hookers than there are props, and I'm one of the few that can play both, which is quite lucky. I think definitely my first half was my slowest half, especially considering my shoe was half off of one of them because someone stepped on the back of it, and I was trying to run like that. But you know how it is. Something happened, you want a scrum, every other 5 seconds before that there was a scrum, but of course there's no scrum. So definitely in the second half I picked it up a lot. That's where I got my hold up, my dominant tackles, but I also helped with another hold up, so I had nearly 2.